Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Victoria 3 as Canada, although currently we are only the Hudson Bay Company. Last episode was a lot of setup. Hopefully we actually play the game a little bit more. One thing I wanted to do, and I meant to start it last episode, we have a little bit of bureaucracy to spare, not much. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I am going to work to incorporate some of our states. So currently, Nunavut, Northwest Territories, and Yukon Territories are unincorporated territories. They don't pay taxes. There's not a lot of people there, but I think we want to pull them in so that we can improve that. I don't know. Maybe there's a good reason to keep some of these as unincorporated, but I don't know what that is. But we're going to work to incorporate the Yukon Territory. It's going to cost us some bureaucracy to do the incorporation, but I think the amount it uses goes down as it incorporates. And once it's incorporated, we still use bureaucracy for each incorporated state. Or each population, well, both, I guess, but it's not as much as the current efforts. This is only going to take 2 years to incorporate. The reason for that is we have a shared culture here. Their homeland is Anglo-Canadian, we are Anglo-Canadian, so it's only going to take 2 years to do that because it's a perfect match. If it's a partial match, it takes like 5 years, and if they don't match at all, it's going to take 20. I think a good example of that is, so we currently control Washington and Oregon and parts of Idaho. But if you look here at Washington, it's only the homeland of the Salish and the Nez Perce. I say Nez Perce. It literally is French for pierced nose. So if we wanted to incorporate that, it would take, I believe, 20 years over here to do that. So, well, we can't do it at all right now because it's part of the Columbia District as opposed to us, which is why it wasn't actually showing us the button. But once we pull in the Columbia District to our territory, then we would have the option to incorporate those guys. But yeah, I think it'd take 20 years. Probably still an okay thing to do. I don't know if anything ever changes the homelands, or if that's a fixed. And yeah, pops who live there will never consider assimilating. Even though they're discriminated by the government, it's their homelands, they don't do that. Yeah, I actually don't know if there's a way to change that. Anyway, all right. Construction. So we're still running a current deficit, but only because of construction. If we were to stop, we'd turn a very small profit, but it would be there. So our economy is still healthy-ish. I could raise taxes more, but I kind of want to keep our standard of living fairly high so that we pull in more immigration. Remember, we started with 250,000 people. We're already up to nearly 400,000. So yeah, 1% pop growth per year. We haven't even gone a year, and our pop has grown considerably, and it's all just because of migration. Lots of people are wanting to come to what is going to be Canada, and a big part, again, we do have, I mean, we're trying to run as many benefits as possible here, but these territories are also sparsely populated, so they pull in more people. There's lots of free land here. Come on over, you'll get yourself a farm, it's going to be wonderful, right? So we do have an opposition to switching our taxation here, but there's not that much support and they're not that radicalized, so it should be okay. I'm tempted to perhaps drop, you know, I'm going to drop the road maintenance over here, actually, which needed to be dropped. If anything, I'm going to put it there, but I want to get some authority back so I can reduce our enactment time. I'm actually going to temporarily drop the greener grass campaign here. So what are we sitting at? Yeah, 14, nearly 15%, well, ish. Anyway, enactment time. So it's gonna shorten the time between ticks over here, and hopefully, I mean, we've got a 1/3 chance to instantly succeed, but hopefully, even if we don't, we get a nice positive event out of that. And yeah, currently, with the industrialists being super happy, we do get the bigger investment pool. Also, industrialists give you a discount to technology cost. It's normally 10%, but they're powerful, so it's 20%. The intelligentsia gives us, oh, they're counting as powerful, even though they're below 20 over here. Paradox math. They're giving us 20% discount to society technology, which is going to be nice one way or another. Currently, we are researching cannery, right? Yeah, canneries, which is going to be useful for our food industry here. And then we're going to go into a bunch of society research. In fact, we'll probably grab nationalism, because I suspect by the time nationalism finishes, we'll be in a great position to start absorbing other parts of Canada. We have expensive military goods, ammunition's expensive, can't do anything about that, we can't build munitions plants. And it's the entire British market. I guess one of the things to look at, I like to look at my military buildings through this view. So yeah, our barracks, we are currently training with the best troops available to us and the best artillery available to us. Okay, that's good. Because we might... Oh, you subjected Liège. All right, you go, Britain. Oh, Hey, we got the tick. Perfect. Okay, per capita taxation is now in, so that's going to improve the amount of money we make quite a lot. Now, currently the landowners and the trade unions are kind of cranky. They're not so cranky that they're going to cause problems. We might be slightly limited in what laws we can change right now because it might make them too cranky. And I would like to pass another intelligentsia law, though, because they've dropped down to +9. And the reason is, again, as I said, they approve of our laws. If you look over here, right, this is the approval. These are the laws we have running. And then they have the recent change here to private schools. They actually don't actually have a bonus to me running private schools, but they approved of the change at the time, but that burns off. And I'd really like to keep them at +10 so we can keep propagandists so that we can grow our population more. I'm just concerned. Well, actually, this is not too bad. Guaranteed liberties, property women. That would radicalize the Anglican Church, but they're still marginalized right now. It actually might be the perfect time to do this. Oh, it would also radicalize the landowners. Yeah, I don't like that. And so with these voting changes, especially if we went to suffrage, right? I feel like the landowners are still too powerful. I really want to improve our distribution of power. Make things fairer overall, plus it lets us trigger like various liberalism journal events and things, which are wonderful. But no. Propertied women. I think that's a good one to go for right now. Appointed bureaucrats are better than the hereditary bureaucrats we have right now for, like, you know, the gist of our country. We prefer elected bureaucrats, but we don't have... Oh, we can't do that because we have autocracy, right? Yeah. One central figure of power. Changing these laws would reduce the amount of authority we have kicking around. Okay. I think, in the interest of getting the intelligentsia more on our side, we'll run property women, which is great in general. Oh, that does radicalize landlord. I keep forgetting. Thought it was just church. What was the other one I could look at? Is it cultural exclusion? Wasn't there something else where I was like, it's just a church? I guess maybe it was this and I wasn't noticing the landowners. And I really don't want to throw the landowners a bone. This would be a pretty easy change. I could go to landed voting, which all it does is make people happy. We'd lose a little legitimacy, and we would lose some authority. I might do this. We'll move from racial segregation to cultural exclusion. That's still going to improve, like reduce how many things are discriminated against. Okay, let me do this. So that'll put the intelligentsia back over 10 to keep that migration as aggressive as possible. I'm not necessarily in a rush to pass this law, so I'm going to go... Oh, I'm not building anything either. I'm just going to Green Air Grasses campaign, Ontario, and... Oh, Quebec's already running that. Okay, we got to start some more construction. Although, I think I want to burn off our debt right now. So I'm going to let that go. Although, again, new taxes is good. Plus, we have our food industry here, rapidly hiring new people. Well, hiring as much as it can. Yeah, it is hiring things. We can check the modes. Currently, it's on bakery mode over here. We can move to sweeteners, which will produce more groceries, which are very valuable right now. It's going to consume more sugar, but sugar's not too expensive. By the way, as a quick little glance... Hang on. I'm passing over the little icons of goods. There we go. You can tell right away that this is going to be a profitable change here. Now, sometimes this is profitable immediately, but then when the prices change, all of a sudden it's unprofitable. But in this case, it's a huge margin, and I'm sure this is going to be fine. The symbols next to the money here gives you an idea of how expensive the goods are. If this symbol right here, this stack of silvers with one coin on the left-hand side, shows you it's about average price. And if we mouse over... I guess it doesn't actually give us the numbers here. Yeah, well, actually, oh yeah, because currently it's slightly underpriced because it's a stack of silver missing one, so it's slightly under the average price. So sugar's a little bit cheap, it'll go average. The groceries will go from super duper expensive to still pretty expensive, so this is an obvious win. It is going to switch us from laborers to machinists. Machinists do need a qualification, so they might get paid more because they're more qualified, and also we might not have quite enough right now, but I think that's going to fix itself pretty fast. So I'll switch to sweeteners, which should be okay. We can also choose to move from grocery production to pot stills. It says it would make money now. We'd produce fewer groceries and produce a lot more liquor. It would also consume more sugar. I'm going to leave this for a tick. Try to avoid make too many changes all at once. But yeah, so it's trying to get itself its capitalists, its machinists, and still trying to get some laborers. But I think the food industry is going to be okay. It's making a huge amount of profit. Wasn't it saying it was predicting us making like a 0.1 profit per month or something like that? Nah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Making $500 a week, huge annual profit, #1 food industries, most productive in the world. Yeah, I mean, we're just making tons of money. There's not a lot of food industries out there. Okay. Now, expensive government goods, iron in the British market. Okay, so I want to burn off the debt before we go building more. I'm strongly tempted. I think I will. I'm going to do this. I'm going to raise the taxes aggressively right now. How do the intelligentsia like me? Oh, they're at plus 15. I'm going to drop the government wages 1 tick, which will bring this down by -2. I could do -5 right now, but... Well, actually, I guess I'll do the -5 for now. Once the law is done passing, and they burn off some of their bonuses, they'll drop below plus 10. And then what I'll do is I'll just tweak this a little bit. But yeah, let's try to make our money go up as much as possible here. We'll add an opium consumption tax as well. And yeah. And as soon as I've paid off the debt, I'll probably start constructing again. You can see the investment pool is growing as well. So that's going to be sort of quote-unquote free money to go towards our construction, which is going to be really nice. So these little pauses. Yeah, a lot of countries are not going to be stopping their construction like this. We just have to so carefully manage our economy here. But hey, our GDP's grown 50% since we started the game, and our population is nearly doubled. It's definitely on its way there. We have more radicals than loyalists, but these numbers don't scare me right now. The radicals are going to go up a little bit faster now, because almost certainly, yeah, people are losing their standard of living because of our aggressive taxation. But that's a price I'm willing to have them pay. Oh, there we go. The intelligentsia don't quite like me enough. And they've also lost some of their influence. I'm just going to do this. There you go. Keep that propagandist running, please. Oh, we're still getting the plus 100%. We're still powerful. Oh, the cloud's above 18. I thought it was 20%. 18%? Oh, all right. Okay, high tensions. We're actually happy about this. We actually really want these guys to spark a native uprising, because we'll definitely beat them in the war, and then we'll immediately get to annex them. I don't know if there's a way to intentionally increase tension. Like, I can't participate in diplomacy with them. There's nothing that I can do. Other than, I think maybe the faster the colonization rate is, the more it happens. And yeah, every time this completes, it grabs one more province, which is like a tiny little micro tick. Little subdivision over here in the state. So yeah, I just want to keep this managed, so I don't want to pay too much in interest. You can see we're paying some in diplomatic pact. Right over here. This is money we're paying to Great Britain because we are their dominion. This is going to be a super annoying number for us. It's going to keep going up through the game, and it's going to represent a significant expense. It's our biggest expense. When we're not actively constructing, this is our biggest expense. Our government wage expenses may go up over time, but yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. But we'll try to do our best despite that. Oh, we actually slid backwards on cultural exclusion. Oh. Failed debate. There might have been a button I could have interacted with there, actually, and flipped the decision another way. If it goes badly again, we can just cancel it. But yeah, it's the intelligentsia trying to contribute here. It's their clout. So interest groups, I believe it's interest groups and governments who support it will add their clout to this, and the ones in government who oppose it will reduce the clout, their percentage by their clout, and then yeah, we get these events as well. Yeah, we'll let it go another tick. Hopefully we get lucky and it improves. Oh, there we go. We've got net money and we have a little bit in the investment pool. So we're going to start more construction. Let's take a look at the market. take a look at this. So groceries are still pretty valuable. I just want to make sure I don't overproduce groceries, but it is a good base. We are going to look at wood. Right now, it's the most valuable one, and it's a basic resource production, so the buildings are really easy. They don't need anything as an input other than workers. Like the grocer over here, well, grocer, the food industry, right now is going to be a little bit vulnerable to grain and sugar prices, and that's going to continue to change as we... when we get canneries, we're going to be adding in fish and iron as input goods. Iron, we know, is already a little bit on the expensive side. So it's still going to be profitable to go canneries, but not by that much. So yeah, we're going to be a little bit vulnerable to various market prices. In any case, I think it's a no-brainer to build some logging camps. So we can look in our resource generator over here and logging camps at all the places we could build it. Again, our priority is going to be to build it in places we've got extra peasants available, which really and are incorporated. So again, we're going to focus on Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba right now. Manitoba would predict a deficit, and this might be accurate in this case. Probably it would still be fine. I mean, they already have, I guess a good example is Manitoba already has 2 logging camps, and they're super profitable. They've got max cash reserves, no problem whatsoever. It is a good idea to build, rather than go and build one everywhere, you'd probably want to build 10 in one place instead. And the reason for that is, as you stack more buildings of the same type in a state, you get a economy of scale bonus, which gives you more throughput, which is quite nice. But again, the big limiter for us is, well, do we have enough workers? So we have 2 logging camps in Manitoba already. We do have another 8,000 peasants available, so I think we could go ahead and do that. Ontario's got some as well. Quebec's got some as well. Well, I'm just going to log Q1 up right now. We'll start with Manitoba. Okay, we didn't unlock canneries. Again, I think we're going to go social next. We do get a discount for it because the intelligentsia likes us. Egalitarianism is auto-spreading to us currently. I could go and click to start researching. We'd finish it very quickly. I don't particularly have to rush any of these. It does give us the ability to pursue universal suffrage, but we'd have a hard time passing it. Dialectics isn't bad for more education investment, which we actually, I should check the institution on that. But I am thinking we're going to go with nationalism immediately, because this will allow us to start forming larger Canada. Okay, and that's going to be fine. I want to check the institutions here. Yeah, we can invest in more education. It is going to cost us more bureaucracy. But yeah, it's 10 per investment level, and we've got 20 to spare right now. So yeah, I can do this. We'll move towards Tier 2 education. And yeah, right now, it's just giving education access per wealth, per level of wealth, which, you know, will obviously benefit the richer pops more. But it does give the intelligentsia more political power, which I'm pretty okay with. We're going to support a lot of the changes the intelligentsia want. Like, that's going to be pretty compatible. Okay, we did get an event to balance out the enactment. I got to pay attention. I don't even know if we had actual events I could interact with. We'll see. All right, so yeah, we've just burned through the investment pool over here, so now we are spending money, but we're good there. Atmospheric engine unlocked. That's going to be great when we get our mines up. So that just auto-spread to us. We're going to get a lot of that. Because I think it's based on the market we're in, and it's a big market. A lot of people are researching things, which is going to be wonderful. We have pretty low literacy. The Hudson Bay Company may have the lowest starting literacy of any of the bits of Canada. I think it's Upper Canada started with... yeah, I think they were a little over 40%. You can see the population. See, I told you they'd lose about 50k of population in here. It'll stabilize at some point. But yeah, right now they're not an appealing place. In fact, we might be pulling people from Upper Canada to here. Because what it is, it's based on the... Like, the starting number for the migration attraction is based on standard of living compared to the rest of the market. Yeah. So standard of living modified by things, we end up with about a 29. The average in the British market is a 17.6 here. So we're much higher than that. So we're pulling in lots of new people. Oh yeah, so we're getting immigrants from Ontario, Quebec, Ionian Islands, New South Wales, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. So other parts of Canada, we're pulling in people here. So their population is dropping while ours is increasing. All right, we unlocked egalitarianism, which does give us access to more laws. Oh, nothing in construction? Wow, we already went through that? That's crazy to me. All right, well, let's build more logging camps. And yeah, so if we look at Ontario, we still have 11,000 peasants. If we look at Quebec, we still have 18,000 peasants. I'm going to queue up one in each one of these. How's Manitoba? Well, still okay right now. Let's just queue those two up. We'll take another look at the market goods at that point and see where we're at. Let's check what building modes we're in. So the food industry could go to cannery. I might wait, because it's not going to make a ton of money right now, and in fact, it might, once the prices rebalance, might not even be hugely profitable, and it requires more machinists. Logging camps, okay, yeah, logging camps are already on sawmills, which is good. Yeah, we'd lose a ton of money with simple forestry, and we're working on hardwood right now, because hardwood's really expensive. So we're very happy to be producing hardwood. So yeah, let's build some more logging camps, and we're going to be trying to supply wood in general, but currently, especially hardwood, to the British market. General staff unlocked. That is a military tech that we don't particularly care about. We got a warning a little bit a second ago about our bureaucracy, which we were going to have to babysit a little bit. We did incorporate the Yukon Territory, so we could actually look at setting up some buildings over here. Yukon Territory does have the ability to build iron mines, which is great. They don't have a lot of infrastructure, though, because there's not a lot of people here. And yeah, Northern Canadian terrain has minus 20% infrastructure, which is pretty bad. We also build things slowly. We are going to want some iron mines, but yeah, until we maybe get some railroads over here, Yukon's going to be kind of tough. I could probably build, like, a single iron mine, although they would predict that they'd be losing money currently here. I suppose I could build a single logging camp instead. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. There we go. Just so that we can employ some people there that won't be peasants. We now have cultural exclusion. So we actually are losing some authority. We had more authority before this 50 base, so we're negative here. This isn't so bad. So the interest groups disapprove a little bit of it, but not by much. So yeah, now as long as you share a cultural trait with any primary culture in the country, it's a little bit more forgiving to what we had before. It still sounds bad, and I mean, it's not ideal, but it's an improvement over what we had. All right, we can't pass schools or healthcare. If we had the Anglican Church in government, we'd be able to run a charity hospital, which wouldn't be bad. We need tech for private healthcare. We need pharmaceuticals, and for public healthcare, oh, it's also pharmaceuticals. Okay, so that can unlock some more options for us later on. Propertied women, is this still gonna radicalize the landowners? Yeah, I'm hoping we may just have to wait for them to get more marginalized. We could run poor laws, which theoretically is an improvement over no social security. Poor laws aren't fantastic. If you read the text, we're basically just forcing unemployed into workhouses. So again, you know, by modern standards, it's not that great, but it is technically an improvement in that we're totally providing them with labor, you guys. People mostly approve the changes. It will lead to a new institution, which will eat some bureaucracy costs that we'll have to balance. It wouldn't be a bad idea. We're not really doing much in the way of subsidizing. I don't think we're going to need to subsidize much. The advantage of laissez-faire is it does dramatically reduce our loan interest rate and increase the capitalist investment pool, which is wonderful. I believe it would radicalize trade unions. Pretty good to pass. At some point, we're going to have to take some risks with some of those. Free trade? Well, we don't really do trade right now, so it's actually kind of a moot thing currently. Could run guaranteed liberties here. Yeah, petit bourgeoisie are marginalized, so they don't matter right now. Armed forces don't love it either. Does reduce revolutions, radicals, increases loyalists. It's kind of nice. Oh, we could go... Hold on. Okay, appointed bureaucrats gives even more intelligentsia political strength. It increased our taxation capacity, which a lot of countries do have to worry about. As Canada, we have a long time before that's a problem, because we just don't have that many people to tax. So taxation capacity doesn't matter too much. Okay, heredity bureaucrats is also boosting landowners' political strength. I don't want that. Although it is saving us some bureaucracy. Okay, so switching here is going to tank our bureaucracy. So we'll have to build a government building pretty damn fast. Well, okay, it's population. How much are we paying for our population? Minus 10. So we're getting a 25% discount currently. Oh no, we can eat that. Okay, let's go to appointed bureaucrats. Yeah, if we can weaken the landowners, which is what's going to happen here, that's going to be really good for us. And yeah, keep the intelligentsia above 18% apparently. I really thought, let's see, they're influential, they're not powerful. Interesting. You know what? I'm going to put a cut in here because there's someone at the door. Perfect time! Folks, thanks for watching another episode. I'm going to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.